That's a little bit of a weird angle. That's better. See if anybody's even going to join today. Oh well. We got stuff to fix anyway. Geez, that's so weird. It feels good, that O-ring. What's up, Rings? Thanks for coming, buddy. Oh, nobody here yet. Maybe a quiet day. I run this one yesterday. Not sure if you caught the video, but I ran this yesterday. But I noticed that when I was priming it, that it was leaking out of the mid-speed needle. So I will have to reseal that needle. Absolute disaster, T-Max. Did you pick it up local, or did you somebody give it to you, or did you buy it off of eBay? Hey, Joey. Local and free. Perfect. So at least if it's a basket case and it's free, it's a little easier to swallow. Yeah, I just, like I was telling Rinks there before, when I ran this yesterday at the field down there, it ran pretty decent considering it was leaking out of this mid-speed needle. So I just pulled the needle out and I'm gonna have to reseal it here. How did you get emails? What, Joe? Are you asking, how do I get emails? Oh, did Rinks get your email? Okay, gotcha. We'll grab my O-ring kits and we'll see if we can find an O-ring for that thing. I cannot remember for the life of me what O-ring size that is. So we'll start, I guess, with the one kit and go from there. Oh, that one's too tight because I just broke it. That one looks too big. Oh, perfect. Did you finally get that part for this end? Rinks? I know you've been looking for a while. Jesus. That must be too small. I keep breaking it. That looks a bit big. That fit nice. I think that one might be the win. See if I can find my molly coat here somewhere. Should be right here somewhere. There it is. I'm surprised this O-ring went for a shit because there's hardly any runtime on this engine. Come on. No, maybe a little bit too big. Doesn't want to go into the bore. Just want to quite pull in there on its own. See if I'll trim it off as I screw it in. I think it did. Took just a wee little bit of that O-ring off, but we'll see if it's sealed. Looks like it did. See if it, put a little bit of fuel in there and see if it leaks when I prime it. That's when it leaked before. I don't see anything. Probably flooded the shit out of it now, but it looked good. Nothing leaked out of it. We'll give that a quick test and see how that idles. Hey, all aspects. Okay. See if it, what it runs like now. It was really dirty from yesterday. So much compression in this thing. Not bad. That's a lot better than it was. Idle's a little more stable. With that mid-speed leaking before. So that solved that. The this engine sounds so cool. It got such a different sound to it. It's like it's got a weird reverberation that's super cool and particular to this engine. Hey Brett, thanks for coming. Just had to reseal my carburetor on this axial axial 0.32 RR. It's such a cool engine. It's pretty dirty right now from yesterday's run, but in the field. But it's such a cool looking engine. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but yeah, it's such a cool looking engine when it's clean. Obviously, right now it's pretty disgusting, but it's such a cool buggy. Like that's the Jammin buggy. Thanks, Brett. I did that with my GoPro yesterday in my headlamp thing. It sure is nice to be able to do that with a headlamp instead of trying to redirect the tripod constantly. But I just wish it didn't take so long to transfer data with the GoPro. But now I just gotta take some of the tension off my brakes. One brake, it seems like it's a little tight. Doesn't feel like it should be, but let's try some. No, just something stiff with it. So, doesn't seem to affect its performance, that's for sure. Yeah, the weather was gorgeous yesterday. Equally as beautiful today. A buddy of mine's coming over this afternoon. We're going to go do some running down in the field again. Take some more stuff out and have some more fun with it. I'll probably take this one back down again just because it's already dirty and have some more fun with it. But what did you lose that Pico? Is it dead, Joey? That'd be horrible if you lost that engine. That's such a great engine. I hope not. Traxxas engines are easy enough to replace, but that one would be bad. Yeah, this engine, this Axial 3.2. I got it at new old stock from a guy who had it brand new. Oh, yes, you did. You had that. I like the Axial engines. I had that Axial engine in the other Revo you had. Yeah, it was such a good engine. You never even got to use it that much before it got taken from you. I wish you could still buy Axial engines because I would buy them every day of the week. I know that a lot of it is SH, but they are a great engine. Mind you, that P3 in my MGT yesterday was just a beast, which is which was amazing in that big old truck. I'll put this over here. This one is the other one I ran yesterday. I affectionately call this one my parts MGT, because I originally bought this as a parts truck, and it was missing all kinds of stuff, and I put it together out of bits and pieces, and it handles amazing, and it's a great old truck, but it's and I put this SHP3 in it, or P2, and no, it's P3, sorry, SHP3, and I tell you, for bang for the buck, this is an awesome engine. I think it's a cheap, like $150 US engine, and it's works so well, starts so good. It's such a great engine. Oh, so you are going to get that modded rod, Joey? Ooh, man. I see I'm missing 2 engine mount screws, and the engine is loose. So I guess I'd better deal with that before I run this again. I wonder where those turned out to go. I guess I'd better address that. Better pull this out and have a boo and see what's going on. Hey Floyd, how's it going? Thanks for coming. Hey Raw. We're just having a look over some of the stuff from yesterday's running video. Just I noticed I'm missing a few screws in my engine mount, not the ones between my ears. I wonder if the screws are still laying in the engine mount. I bet, because they can't really fall out. So my guess is they're still in the engine mount somewhere. Because that's the wonderful thing about putting them in upside down, is they can't really go anywhere. Nope, there's one. Thought I heard another one fall. Oh, there it is. There's 2. So, see if we can get these back in. Maybe I can find some longer ones. Oh, hell. those don't quite push into the nut far enough. Probably why it fell out. Come here, you. Fat fingers. Can't hang on to anything today. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Are you gonna run that raw? I remember you talked about you weren't sure if you were gonna run it because it was so clean, but I would. Run it. They're great trucks. They, I think they're an underrated truck. Some people are just, I just don't like them, I guess, but I love them. I love them. I think they're an awesome truck. There seems to be lots of spare parts for them in Canada more than the US. I don't know whether they just sold more of them in Canada, but I don't seem to have much trouble trying to find parts for them. There seems to be mountains of them in Calgary for whatever reason. There, those are way better. They go right up through the nut. There, I won't lose those ones. That's not bad, raw. $300. That's not bad at all. Is it the 4.6 or the 8.0? Or the 2.1. Shouldn't discredit that one as well. I kind of like the 2.1 to be honest with you. I think you should hang on to that, Joe, in case you find another MGT. You don't come across those every day, those engines. Oh, this thing is so dirty. Oh, do you, Joe? You got it. So you got the what is it? EK something? EK4 is it? just gonna drop that one. MTA. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. Oh, there's no way I got that first shot. That's crazy. I never did that the first time. Oh, that's Minty. Ooh, that high-speed needle was loose too. Man, that should be good then. Should fix that. I wondered why. Every once in a while yesterday I was having a bit of a bitch trying to get it to prime, so that probably was why. This is the only thing I hate about these MGTs. I wish this had a fitting. I hate that you gotta stuff this stupid fuel line back in this hole. It's just such a bitch to fish it back in. Unless you use that super teeny fuel line. And AE did this for years. Yeah, I know you did it before, Joe. I've seen multiple people do it. I just don't know why they would do this from stock. I wonder if I still have the primer ball. Oh, I do too. I think I'm gonna put it back on this thing. What's my shock oil of preference? Mine is it is 40 weight usually, and I tend to like the AE stuff or the associated stuff. I generally use 45 in the rear and 40 in the front, and I use the associated. See, 45 and 40. Those are the ones, that's my go-to. So this one, this MGT, I'm sure anybody that watched that video yesterday, this old bird handles like a champ, and you don't quite understand why. But it actually has, these are T-Max shocks in the front, and it has T-Max control arms, RPM T-Max control arms, and it has T-Max spindles. The lowers, I believe, are still MGT, but it's a mixed bag lunch. It's got a little bit forward bias. These are LST wheels or aftershock wheels, so it's kind of a dirty mixed bag of lunch, but it seems to work well. So it shifts flawlessly. I've done a homemade reverse eliminator with a zip tie. And you can use 40 weight motor oil, like Joey said there. I would just make sure if you can use straight 40 weight, not a mix 40. And if you can use the, what do they call that? A non-additive oil. I just can't think of the term off the top of my head. but it's the best, right? Let's see if I can put this primer back in this thing. Sure, I got the arrow going in the right direction. There. Now it's got the proper primer ball back in it. That should make things a little easier. Now I don't have to pull that stupid fuel line out of that pipe anymore. This thing ran great yesterday. I just wish my cylinder head is taking a dirty beating in this poor old thing, because it likes to do wheelies unexpectedly, and I've marked. First time I took it out, I mashed the shit out of the cylinder head. It was brand new. I was so mad. Yes. T-Max dog bones. I don't know. I've never checked. T-Max uses that stupid plastic stuff, and I personally don't think it would fit between the shocks. It may. I've never tried it. Not everything, not 100% fits on the front. Oh, that reminds me. I lost that set screw out of the front yoke at the field yesterday, and it's one of those through pins that have like on the HPIs on the Savages, and I just crammed a straight set screw in it yesterday to get through the field, and I'm gonna see if I can find one of those through pins. I should have one somewhere. There's one. Yeah, I found out by fluke that it's the same raw, so it does open quite a bit of windows for parts, especially because the rest of the truck is built like a fucking tank. So the biggest thing that you ever break is when you hit a tree or something and you'll snap the spindle off the little piece where your steering arm goes. The rest of the truck is just about fucking indestructible. So that's pretty much the only thing you break, and then you can use T-Max shit, which is super available. Yeah, like I really can't say enough of good things about these trucks. Like especially like I love the pure AE stuff. It's great and all, but I find that AE engine is not the most powerful, and it's a bit of a dog, and it's a bit of a bitch to tune. It's kind of like a Harley. Every time the fucking weather changes, it doesn't want to run. So if you stick a different engine in them, especially in the 4.6 or the 2.1, it changes the truck completely. It's a way different truck, and it's just so much fun to drive. Yeah, I've had a few of these, and well, I have a few of them, and this one, for whatever reason, and it's built 99% of it just parts, and it runs great, and I take it, beat the shit out of it, and it takes it. I know if I had to pick, and I know there's going to be people that are going to be mad at me for it, but if I had to pick between the two monster trucks, the Savage or the MGT, I'll pick an MGT myself. I like how they're built. I just find them easier to work on. My opinion. Now, John would tell you something completely different because he is the savage guy as well as Joey. But I find that these, for my opinion, are easier to work on. What was that? Oh, my impact battery's done charging. I forgot what I forgot I put it on there. Yeah. Okay, Joe. Yeah, it's too complicated for me. I don't think it's too complicated. It's not what I'm used to. I am more used to the MGT by far. The there's not much in this hobby that's too complicated for me. Um, I've been an industrial mechanic for a very long time, but yeah, like I just find I'll take these out, and usually what goes wrong with them is nothing to do with the truck itself. Usually it's a servo burns out, or the servo horn it breaks, or I hit a tree or something to that effect, and it is usually what happens to it. But this thing here, I bet you, like, because I call it my parts MGT, this is my experimentation platform for whatever engine I got that I just need to test it. So I stuff everything and anything in this thing. So it's had everything from the HPI 5.9 to the 4.6 to the original 2.1 to you name it. It's had it in this thing. So it's had a myriad of engines. You know what, Raw? I don't think so. I think the 2.1, the 8.0, and the 4.6 all use the same diff. So diff parts seem to be fairly easy to come by. That being said, these diffs are bulletproof. I've never wrecked one. I have, and I mean it. I have never wrecked one in any of the models. The only thing I've ever trashed is there's a little wee intermediate gear in the transmission that shifts forward and reverse, and I wish there was a reverse delete, because that's the thing that happens is the servo gets weak, it drifts away, and it just moves out just slightly, and then it blows that intermediate gear to pieces. Whereas if you like, basically I just took this servo as a dummy and zip tied it so that it stays closed, and I never have problems with it. The reverse is an issue with these trucks. Yeah, the big thing is the reverse is an issue because of the fact that if it comes out or doesn't go in all the way, then it will destroy itself. Other than that, like, reverse is sturdy. It's just you need to make sure that you set it so that it stays engaged forward. It can't drift out, because if it drifts out, it will destroy itself. Not if, it will. But that being said, Joey, I figured out that these tanks are completely rebuildable. So as long as it's not snapped in half, you can actually pull all the guts out of the tank and reseal it and put it all back together. And I've seen Haggard do it, and I tried it myself, and it is doable. You got to have some patience, but it's less aggravating than rewinding a pull start. I will say that. The big thing with these ones, and if you buy them and they sit for long periods of time, there's a little valve inside the tank that, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Here, let me show you. This is another thing that people commonly have a problem with. So if I flip this open, you can see there's a little valve in there. That is the rollover valve, and you'll see there's actually two peckers in there where it picks up the fuel. And what happens is that there's a float in there. So if it flips over, it grabs fuel. But what happens is that thing will get stuck at the top, and then the next thing you know, as soon as you get down to about half a tank, it quits. It starts sucking air, and then it develops a weird lean situation that you can't figure out. But it runs fine at full tank, or it'll run rich at full tank probably. But the that little float in there gets stuck, and you can actually take it apart and clean it and put it back together. The big thing is these. I'll fill them full of, put like a quarter tank of brake clean in it, that non-chlorinated brake clean. Shake the fucking shit out of it. Leave it sit for a little while. Shake it again. Dump it out, and then blow through the lines and make sure you got it clean. Because if they sit too long, that's exactly what happens. Because you can actually hear that thing rattle if you take the tank out and shake it. Kind of like a PCV valve for any car guys. You know, you got to make sure you shake it good, because that thing has to free float in there or it'll get stuck in one position or another. Ideally, it gets stuck at the bottom, which is great because then that's the proper fuel, and then it'll just act like a regular tank. You'll never know the difference. But you can take this tank apart, believe it or not. It is doable. It's just, it sucks. Like, you just gotta have some patience. And for us guys with big fingers and stuff, it's a little bit testy. But like I said, I would rather do that any day of the week than rewind a pull start. That's the word. And Joey, you're so good at rewinding pull starts, but man. Yeah, and I bet you dollars to donuts that one you're getting is probably that exact thing. It's probably stuck. It's probably, my guess is it's probably stuck at the top, and it's in midpoint and it's doing something goofy. Like as soon as it gets to a half a tank, it'll start drawing air. And the other thing is, you won't see it. You'll looking for bubbles, and you'll be like, "Frig." But yeah, you can usually pull them apart, clean them up, and then put them all back together. But I find the non-coordinated brake clean thing, right up to the line, and shake it, put it aside, shake it, put it aside, and usually it'll clean up. But if you don't hear that little thing rattling, then it's stuck. Yeah, I don't know, like, to each their own for models and whatnot. That's part of the good thing about this hobby too. Everybody kind of likes what they like. Like I said, this one is a great model. I find underrated, especially if you want to take them and just kind of make your own flavor to them. They're great. They're heavy. They aren't going to win against the Savage in a race, that's for sure. But I tell you, I think they'd win against the Savage in a head-on collision. Like if you take the two and you run them head to head and you run into each other, I bet you this one will drive away. I know I hit a buddy of mine, he's got an X-Max, and I hit him dead on, and I drove away, and I obliterated that X-Max, like just fuck this. Yeah, I mean, fun stuff. Looks like everybody must be out enjoying this nice weather today. There's not many people in attendance there today, so we won't run her as long as we usually do, because I'm gonna probably go down myself and enjoy some of this nice weather at the field and do some running down there. I got I'm curious to see. I got problems with one of my MGTs with the radio, and I can't seem to sort it out. So I'm gonna might as well have a look at that one while I got all you guys here. I'll grab it. This one doesn't seem to want to, no matter what I seem to do to it, it doesn't seem to want to pick up the battery. It's a Tantric radio, not the original gear. It'll work and then it won't work. So. Where's that other battery I had? I had just fixed the battery. Where did I put it? I just had it. Oh, it's in my bag. Charged this yesterday, unless this battery is junk, but you can put a new end on it. Nothing. Oh. I think this battery must be no good. Must have no amps left in it. Let's do a bit of a test here. Let's do a test on this battery. Maybe it's because it meters out fine, but I have to wonder if this battery is just junk. See, that's what makes me suspect the test fine. See? I think that this radio gear is voltage sensitive. Yeah, like it tests good with the servo tester, but yet it won't function in here for whatever reason. I even tried hooking it directly to the radio gear and it still doesn't want to. Try it again. See? Nothing. I think this radio gear is shit. I'm gonna get something else. I think we're gonna try something different. I'll go grab something else. Just bear with me for a second. I'll steal the radio gear out of my mini MGT. I don't run this very often. I'll buy a new receiver for it. I just remember that Tantric radio being incredibly voltage fussy. Now, find a radio that goes down. I think it's this one. Now, gotta figure out which one of these is which. I should have looked at that before I tore this apart. I'm guessing the longest one is probably throttle. I get a 50-50 shot on the reverse. Okay. What did I just do with that battery? was I completely wrong? I know the steering servo on this thing is not the healthiest. And now I just gotta reset the oof. Didn't think it was that shitty. Oof, I don't know if I trust that. Hey John, sorry buddy, I started watching your rerun there and I never got a chance to finish it, but I'll watch it as soon as I'm done this evening here. And then I went in long enough to give it a like, and that was about all I had time for before so I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off all day. When I sit down on the deck this evening for the beer, I'll finish watching it. I think it's kind of funny that I took the radio receiver out of the smallest MGT and I'm going to put it in the biggest MGT. That's kind of ironic. Okay, plug this back in again. I'll set that up. Throttle reverse. There's that. Steering backwards. Ooh. I don't know if I trust that servo anymore. I think we better do something with that servo before that causes problems. Yes, Joey, the Savage spur gear does work on the 4.6 and the 2.1, not on the 8.0. Just so you know, but it does work, and I have done it many times. So it does. Otherwise, it's impossible to find. Let's see. That is still the original AE servo on that one. I must have stuck another one in it because it's got it's all trimmed off. Unless I did that. Oh, I had to do that for the aftermarket servo horn that I put on it. And I'm sure you got a bunch of Savage spurs kicking around. So anybody that has one of these MGTs, I know it's kind of sacrilegious, but I trim out the servo protector because otherwise it's a real pain in the ass to change this servo later. So if you're out and around or whatever, you can't, you won't be able to get at certain things. And I know certain people will be like, oh, I can't believe you do that. But I mean, I wouldn't do it if the thing was mint. Some of these ones are a bit of a beater. So I don't worry about it too bad. Because otherwise you got to pull the entire friggin' servo tray out to take this out of here. So I'll show you guys. Just so there's a dog ear on the front there. So you just got to trim that off so you can get at these front screws. Otherwise, you got to take that whole friggin' radio tray out of there, and it just makes everything super shitty. So there's a dog ear on the front there. You just got to trim that off so you can get these front screws. You know, it's funny. These AE servos, they're actually not bad servos, but when they decide to go for a crap, they never leave you stranded. They just get tired. It's weird. It's just like they just don't seem to want to work very well anymore. They don't do anything scary. They don't, you know, they don't leave you in a bad way. They just quit working. See, if you do it this way, then you just turn it, poke it back up through the bottom. There. Now we can change it. Now, I find the other easiest thing to do now, just to fish the wire through there, is loosen the two other servos off, just and lift them up a smidge. You don't have to take the servos out, but if you just take the screws out, lift them up, then you can thread it through fairly easily. And you don't have to reset all your linkages and everything. So you just lift that up there. Now you get at that nice and easy. Same as the throttle one. Pick it up a smidge. Then you can just take that and fish it right out of there. Just like that. I think I'll put this old high-tech one in there. It sounded pretty decent. hopefully it's decent. I put a bag aside of servos that were just low voltage servos. So I got a couple high-tech servos in here, but they're just low voltage servos. Because you try and do this without lifting these servos up, my goodness, it is a pain. I have done it before, but holy, it just about makes you want to drink. There you go. Somebody put shrink tube all over this servo wire, so it's a bit of a bear to get through there. Nice thing is though, I'll know which one is which, because the high-tech ones are always easy to identify because they got the colored wires. Hey Michael, thanks for coming. The only thing Ryobi's good for, it's gutless enough that it doesn't strip anything. Oh man, shaky today, Jay. Jeez Louise. Okay. All right. Hopefully this, not all this work and this servo sucks ass. We'll find out. I wonder if I should zero that servo or should I just gamble on it. Oh well, we'll see where it's at. I can't wait till you pull that engine apart, Joe, just to see what it looks like. See if it's salvageable or if it's toast. That screw does not want to go in there, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if it's how bad it is. If it's done, or if it's if it was the rod or the piston or what happened. Oop, now it's not centered. For sure. I will zero that up here first. Okay, sounds good. I'll think it'll be cool. I'll be glad to see it. I know it's carnage and all, but carnage is fun. Believe me, I work in the mining industry. Carnage is great. Seems to be all we see half the time. Now I gotta find a screw to go in there because it's a slightly different screw. It's smaller by the looks of it. No, I'm not gonna force that in there. See. There. See how that works. Not the most powerful, but it sure sounds a fuck of a sight better than that other one. I'll take it. All right. I better rename that thing too, because it's still labeled Mini MGT, but now I'll get that all confused. Okay. There. Now, repin that box. There. So that one's good to go now. Bottom trim looks good. There. I'm going to play in the steering in this old bird, but that's okay. On these, I've never had to shim on the gearing. The 8.0 one, you got to be careful. There's a little bit of shimming and there's a slipper clutch in the back. So, but that's about it. You know, but as far as like shimming for the diffs and stuff, no, they're pretty bomb proof. I gotta quickly reset this name. There. Perfect. There. I want to test that out, see how that works now. It should sort all that other issues. I think I'll throw that old AE receiver away before I think that it's good. I don't know what you guys do, but I always save the end. Because if you buy a cheap battery that comes with that red end that doesn't fit half the switches, you can take the old receiver ends, peel the white end off, and then buck it off, and then resolder it, and it works pretty good. So I save them. Yeah, like this style end, right? And then I have made some adapters out of them, you know, just for testing purposes. It works not bad. All right, guys. Actually, I think that I'm gonna end her there. I got a friend of mine coming. We're gonna go run some more stuff down at the field and hopefully not break anything. And enjoy this beautiful weather and have a good run down there and see if we can have a good time. He's bringing some of his buggies over. He's bringing his 8.0, so maybe we can have a rip down at the field with some 8.0, good old 8.0 action. So I haven't got a chance to run this one for a while, so it'd be nice to get that sorted. All right, I'll say see you later, guys, and thanks very much for the few people that did come. I know it wasn't a great turnout today, but that's okay. They're not all going to be great. Some of them will be lots of people, some of them won't, but it's getting to be nicer weather, so hopefully everybody's out burning some nitro. So, all right, have a good one, everybody, and a great work week.